Hi guys, welcome back to JMC channel. This is the Football Talk podcast. We are here with my man Mitt, Nish, and Bav. What you guys saying? Guys, good?
Good.
Yeah, all good.
Yeah, yeah, all good, man.
So this week we had some very interesting results. Um, Something that we do not. Some games, well, some teams lost, thinking that we would win. Um, and Aston Villa did their job like I thought they would. Um, So let's crack on with the Villa game. Let's talk about the Arsenal versus Villa. I think I gave a prediction that we'll win or draw. I can't remember now, but I
Mm.
had a feeling that we would end up losing, which actually did happen. And Nish, you want to give your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, first, congrats to Villa. They've turned it around since where they were from last year, from Gerrard, and I think it's 15 straight home wins for them now. So massive congrats to them. In terms of the way we played, it was like it was how I would thought it would be, but I thought we would be able to snatch a goal. It was like very labored and cagey. Villa got the goal in the first 5 minutes from surprisingly a defensive mistake from us. I did not see us making a mistake there. So, but it was very well worked from Villa. We tried to press them, and they got in behind and scored. And since then, I thought, okay, you know what? It's the first 5 minutes. We will get back into the game. But it didn't happen. I mean, we did have our chances. We had like good four chances to get back into the game. Odegaard, I don't know where his finishing was. Last year he would have buried that. Jesus, he had one or two half chances. He was awful. And Saka and Martinelli, yeah, the shooting boots went on. So I thought in the end, perhaps a draw would have been a fair result in terms of the chances that we created. And I don't think Villa did hardly anything since their goal, which is fair because they played the whole game to defend, and they just come off a win against Man City. So they did their bit, and they defended really well, and we couldn't find a way. In terms of the referee's performance, I thought we should have had a penalty where their player kicked Jesus because a few hours ago, Crystal Palace got a similar decision against Liverpool where they had a penalty. So again, it's not consistent. And in terms of the goal that we had disallowed, where Havertz handballed it, again, it was like I didn't even know what happened in that little scuffle because I thought Matty Cash handballed it as well. Like everything just happened within that little scuffle. So it was it was hard for me to tell. So I don't know how the VAR people like saw the handball because there was about 4 or 5 handballs in there. So yeah, I thought it was a very very average performance from Arsenal, and you know it's going to be tough few games. We got Brighton next at home and then Anfield away. So, if we want to keep our title aspirations alive, we have to get some points in these games.
What are your guys' thoughts on the game?
Yeah, just as Nish said, I think Villa, as you expect, to be very tough nut to crack. Emery seems to have a very what's it now? A very strict shape that he wants his team to play. Very disciplined. Is gonna be hard for any team going to Villa part of this year. I thought the game sort of panned out. Arsenal did have a lot of the play, but Villa were just very stubborn. And that's just I guess the representative of their manager and the tactics he's trying to get. But I thought Arsenal could have had the penalty. I thought it was a penalty, the one on Jesus. So they're unlucky not to have got a point out of the game if you look at the decisions that went against them. So, but yeah, when you look at it, Villa have been very solid this year as well. So not many teams are going to get anything from there.
Yeah, and the points don't lie. Villa are where they are because they are a good team, and their 15 wins at home just shows how good they are. I don't think it's an easy place to go. I think when you go there, you're not expecting to win. You shouldn't be expecting to win a game in the form they're in anyway. I think a draw was a fair result, but for me, I don't think it was a penalty. For me, I think when it just comes to Jesus, I just feel he goes down too easily. Ever since that time last year when he got a penalty against us, nah, that guy doesn't deserve a pen. He always goes down for the smallest touch. Wherever he feels, he'd always go down. I think the referees know that, and that's why they don't buy into it. So it might be in a pen, but Jesus just has that thing about him where they just might give that impression he's a diver, so we're not going to go give it to him. And I feel sorry for the handball. Like the rules do say it's a handball, but what happens if they handball it first, and then that handball causes it to hit Havertz's hand? So yeah, that part of it, I think it's not defined anywhere. So I think that's a bit in the grey area. But with the current rules, I'd say it is a handball. But I thought a draw was a fair result.
Well, via inconsistency again from what I seen from the game, even though I didn't watch it live, because I was too busy getting drunk that day, for other reasons. But from what I saw, it was literally a result where we actually did deserve to get something out of the game rather than an actual full-on loss. Because I think there was a game earlier in the season where we basically walked out with a point, or when we walked out with it, like actually it wasn't a point that Newcastle when we faced them, like we actually deserved to get that big L, which we did. But this time around it was a bit different. Like I think we controlled the game a bit. We actually went as bad as we were at Newcastle away. We did deserve, and we missed a lot of chances. And in a way, I wouldn't say we're unlucky either. I would just say that we are shooting. We have our own self to blame for missing those chances. So it's our fault. Like we shouldn't be relying on referee decisions, VAR to go our way because it's not going to happen every time, and just got to be better. Well,
Yeah, in terms of I saw a stat that we've conceded the least amount of chances in the league, but like what's the point of that when like every shot the opposition team has, it just goes in, like literally, like Liverpool, for example, they can get away with it. Like you saw the save Alisson made, like he bails them out constantly, so they're allowed to give up so many chances because in the defending end, Alisson will bail them out, and in the other end, Salah will bail them out. So they've got that, whereas we haven't. Like we don't have a killer in front of goal that will bail us out, and we don't have an Alisson in net that'll bail us out. So we can control the game 100% of the time, but then Raya or Ramsdale can just come up with a mistake here and there, or like the ball will just go in because like we don't have an Alisson, and in the other end we're just not clinical enough. So it's an issue since last year as well. So yeah,
like we are so close to getting a title, just that we need to make right investments in the right places. Like we actually do need there's three main positions that you need. You need a world-class striker, world-class goalkeeper, and a world-class defender to actually win the game. And defender, defensive midfielder, or Cam would be another one, but that's cherry on the top kind of thing. But if we don't have 50% of that, then don't think we can actually win the league, because that's Man City's goal of that, and Liverpool's got that. Our goalkeeping situation is just hilarious. Just like being in a circus. That's literally what it is. Like why? Like seriously, why destroy confidence? Like Raya now feels like he hasn't got confidence to play in a big club. You can see the massive difference between how he used to perform at Brentford and how he's performing against us. It's like you can tell the pressure's getting to him, and he's very nervous, and he's making very big mistakes. And if you were to call Ramsdale down, it's not like Ramsdale's going to come full gun blazing. He's going to be short of confidence too, and that's all because of Arteta is doing.
Yeah, he should have sold Ramsdale in the summer if he was going to get Raya. Now, if he brings Ramsdale back in, Ramsdale's going to make a couple of mistakes as well. We saw that in the Carabao Cup. So, he should have just bought in Raya, said that's my number one, and sold Ramsdale. But again, it wasn't Raya's fault that we lost that game. Like he couldn't do much. But looking at the bigger picture, we concede the least amount of chances. But then again, like as I was saying, like it goes in every time a team takes a shot at us, and so you have to blame the goalkeeper sometimes as well to win you points as well. And I don't think Raya has done that yet. He hasn't won us any points yet.
He's made us lose points.
Yeah.
More than anything else. All right, let's move on to the big surprise of the weekend. United 0, Bournemouth 3. I thought Bournemouth were playing at home, but then I realized it was at Trafford.
Well, you say a surprise. How many of us are actually surprised United lost? I don't think any of us would have
3-0.
been
I'm not surprised with the loss, but I'm
lost, but it's
surprised
a
with the
3-0,
fact that
yeah.
it's 3-0.
Yeah, it was absolute calamity. You look at they go 1-0 up within 6 minutes, and the game plan's out the window. But in between the first and second goals, United didn't offer anything. I felt they're very flat. They're very exposed as well. You've got two number eights who do not help your CDM. He's got pretty much the half the pitch to try and cover. He's got no outlet, so you're constantly getting exposed to all those chances. I think Bournemouth are more likely to score a second than we were to get a first, to get our first. So it was absolutely terrible. I think Onana didn't cover himself in glory for the first goal either. So again, question marks over him. We've alluded to it. Having a goalkeeper who makes mistakes is going to breed nerves around the team. He picked it up in November, but he's gone back to his old habits where he's losing concentration and letting in easy goals. So it's one of those. It's very poor performance, and it doesn't look good for United going forward. They've got even tougher games coming up, and I do fear the outcome of them.
Guys, thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I mean it's surprising, but I'm not surprised because United just keep cooking these sort of results this season. With the negative goal difference being that far up in the table. Yes, like some games they just look like they're just not interested. Whereas against Chelsea, they look like they were playing for the manager. But that's maybe like more to do with how shit Chelsea are rather than how good United are. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know if I can see United getting in the top four. They don't look like even challenging for the top four at this rate. They'll probably stay like sixth, seventh, or eighth. And yeah, I do worry for them as well. They got Bayern coming up and then Liverpool away, so that could be the final nail in the coffin for Ten Hag if it's another 7-0 or something.
Did your last manager get sacked after a Liverpool game?
Mourinho did. Mourinho was sacked after Liverpool loss. So it's also coming full circle again, it looks like.
Yeah, I thought I wasn't surprised about the result, surprised about the scoreline, but I said it last week, but I thought Man United are better away than they are at home. I think the pressure of their own crowd can get to them. It's especially if they go 1-0 down. Then I think the crowd just goes against them and they just get even more pressure on themselves, and then it's just a vicious cycle of them getting battered 3-0 basically by the end of it. But yeah, I don't know what's wrong. The whole team is Bournemouth look so much more better than them. Like remember how we said last week, Man United had all that energy. Over the weekend, you saw none of that. It was just literally just crap.
It's like Chelsea was a cup final and that's it.
Yeah, it's like the season's done. It's back to
The season's finished now. They're all back
Yeah.
on the beach.
But I think Man United's aim is just to finish above Chelsea.
I just don't understand.
That's not hard to do.
That's not very difficult to do that. Oh, they're seeing what, 12 right now? Yeah, I just don't understand how 1 week they play amazing, the second week they play like they're playing high school football, because some of the defending was just all over the place. There was no organization, no structure, there was no effort. There was literally just like, oh shit, we lost the ball. Everyone go after the ball, get it, get it, get it. And it just reminded me of how I play football when we try
Just headless chickens.
Yeah, we saw Ramsdale laughing when Raya was making all those mistakes. Do you think Rashford was doing the same?
Yeah, dear. Well, the problem with the team is you were over reliant on a player who's not even scored a Premier League goal. Like his replacement's Martial, who doesn't do anything. He's just a
Apparently.
mannequin.
And he's going to be leaving for free at the end of the season.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if anyone signs him. He's going to go down the Pogba route, I think.
I think someone's going to sign him, and somehow he's going to be banging in goals again.
He's a very fragile player in terms of attitude. He only plays when he's wanting to, when he feels ready. Otherwise, he's going to sulk, and he's just not worth the trouble. I don't think now. We've had him for nearly 8 years now, and he's not done anything.
I think he will kill it on the I think he'll kill it in the French league. Like Lacazette went there and he was the top scorer that year, and he's absolutely finished. So I think like if he goes to like a Lyon or something, he'll probably kill it there.
But yeah, that's like it, because right now he's a small fish in a big pond where he's not the most important person, so he has no reason to play well. When he goes and becomes a big fish in a small pond, then
he'll get injured.
No, he'll think he'll be like the most important person in the world and start banging in goals.
He's got really fragile confidence. I don't think that pressure will do well for him. He'll probably crumble under the spotlight of a small team. I think personally, he's just not got the right attitude to be a top level player.
He's very fortunate to be where he is right now.
He's a symbol of United's policy over the last 10 years. Just overhyped players who just aren't interested and overpaid,
underachieving.
Definitely.
Yeah, and no big clubs, like even when he was like at United for the first 2-3 years, no big clubs came for him. So that just shows that they saw something that wasn't right. They saw red flags in him.
From that Monaco team, you had Mbappe and you've had Martial, and Martial was considered the better potential of the two. And look at the trajectories; it's just been astronomically different.
Like I think they were quoting him to be one of the world's best.
He had a freaking Ballon d'Or clause or something dumb
Yeah.
in his transfer fee. They'd get like 10 million if he won the Ballon d'Or.
They compared him to Henry as well.
Yeah, they compared him to Henry, and all that hype that he got the first game. All the United fans taunting Arsenal fans.
Yeah, was it against Liverpool where he just
against Liverpool?
Yeah. I still remember that day as clear as it was yesterday. Getting taunted.
When he played at the beginning, he had flashes, but there was nothing more than that. Henry, when he was playing Arsenal, was contributing far more, to the game. He only had flashes, where he'd score like a finesse shot or turn a defender, but there was never anything more than that.
Terrible player.
Even Welbeck was better than that.
So where'd you go from here, Bav, with this? Like this is like you saying you're not surprised, etc. But last week you were like, yeah, we should be able to sneak into top 4. Like, if you change your tune now this time?
I still think we can fight for it. I don't know if we'll get it, but the teams that are fighting for top 4 aren't particularly great. It's just Villa who I'm worried about because they're looking like they've got good form. They're the big threat for top 4. I think Spurs and Newcastle, they don't seem to have the legs or the squad. They've got a lot of injuries. I know they've just hammered Newcastle, but they lost to West Ham as well. So they're very inconsistent like United. Villa's the one that we need to make sure don't get too far ahead. Because if they do, then we won't get top 4. But I do expect us to still challenge. And January being around the corner, they definitely need to sign a couple of players, a striker and a centre back, I think.
That reminds me, we need to start doing the Jan transfer videos of who you want to sign and stuff. So let's get on to the next game, the Liverpool's game against Crystal Palace. I was very happy with the scoreline at the beginning, and then they did it again. So they're doing what Arsenal is doing, scoring in the last minute. So seems like it's Liverpool's title too.
Yeah, top of the league. I can't remember the last time I got to say that. But I'm just gonna enjoy this week until Arsenal probably take that spot back. But yeah, just going back.
You're gonna have another week. What are you on about?
Not happening. We come to
Man played the
Anfield
modest
soon.
card.
When's your next hard game? When's your next actual hard game coming up?
Arsenal's their next hard game.
Yeah.
And
We're not
that's
gonna
at
be-
Anfield, which we are definitely losing. There's no.
But it's still gonna be a tough
You're
game.
gonna go
drew
full
last
clear,
year.
trust me.
I did say this last week. They will be 4 points ahead of us by the time Anfield is finished. That's
I think
what's gonna happen.
I think that's the these two games coming up is a big two games for both Liverpool and Arsenal. If we can get 6 points out of it,
which you
I
will.
I don't know. But I just think that just goes well for it gives me confidence going and losing Salah for two big games. But yeah, I think that's what it's gonna come down to. These next two games, anything could happen. I think Man United could turn up. They might have another cup final for some
The
reason.
only way I can see you like bottling, not bottling, but like if you go in Europa and like three of your players get injured, then there's like a chance. But I don't see Salah or anyone else get injured. But yeah, go
Salah
on.
is probably licking his lips after seeing what he saw on Saturday.
Another hat trick incoming.
Another hat trick incoming.
But
I know my captain is this week.
Salah is.
yeah.
It'll
Even
make
Nunes
me
will
feel
get his
better.
goal.
It'll
Nunes
make
will
me
get a
feel
goal as
better
well.
about the hammering that's going to come.
In it, Bobby's be like, yeah, hat trick.
Is
Nunes
that
will finally
Anfield,
get
isn't
his
it?
goal. Yeah.
Is that Anfield? Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, forget about it. That's a big L coming your way.
But I'm still not even sure about us. Like, even if you just go back to our game, I thought we were abysmal. Like, we were shit for 75 minutes of the game until Jordan Ayew went and got a red card and gave us the
He's an idiot.
chance to
Yeah.
come back, which we
The
did. Like,
absolute self-destruct button there.
in
That is a pure self-destruct. Yeah.
in 2 minutes, he got sent off and then we scored, even though it was a jammy goal where our first shot on target deflected and went in. But it is what champions mentality is about, though, which is good to see from our team. But honestly, I actually don't know what's wrong with our team at the start of games. So the last three games, we got 9 points somehow. And it's only as soon as we've changed our tactics with Trent going into midfield, we have got the most points out of anyone, and it shows on paper that we are the best team. But if you actually watch our performances, we are definitely not that. We make Sheffield and Palace look amazing. Like those two teams, Sheffield like can't defend. We made it super hard. Like they were prime Mourinho defense, and Palace who barely scored a goal, got hammered by Bournemouth 5-0 the game before. They were actually the better team. They had a penalty disallowed. I think they had a goal disallowed as well. But I don't know what caused it. I don't know what Klopp tells the players, but it seems actual utter shit before at the start of the game. So I looked at a stat saying Allison has an expected goal save for this season of being 11, which is higher than every other keeper in our league. So that just shows that there is something wrong the way we play. But I just think the mentality of players where once we all go down, we just abandon the tactics and just go gung ho football, where we win the game in the second half of the game, most likely in the last 15 minutes. I hope it is just a bad patch rather than bad tactics. But yeah, I don't think our luck's gonna last forever with this.
What do you guys think of the game?
Yeah, Liverpool did hang in there, and people are saying that this is not, like Mick just said, it's not sustainable. I think it is sustainable because like Alisson, he's just a freak in goal. Like he'll bail you. Like for the last couple of years, he's been bailing you out. Like even when you were shit, like he's been like saving you left, right, and center. And then when you have Salah on the other end, he's a difference maker. So you can play shit for 90 minutes and he'll pop up and do something. Even when he's playing bad, he'll get a goal and assist. So I think you can play bad, and because you've got those two there, and you got like interchangeables with Nunes. Like, I know he hasn't scored, but he like brings the chaos factor in that he got Luis Diaz, Gakpo. You got all these guys that can win you games. So I think it is sustainable. Like you will probably struggle in a lot more games because you don't have that control, but you got game changers in there, and that's at the highest level. That's what you need. So that save that Alisson made against Palace, like I said, he's a freak, and the one against Newcastle, which eventually won you the game as well. So I think once Salah goes to African Cup of Nations, that's when we'll see how you perform. And if you can build a gap there, then I think it's Liverpool's title to lose.
I think they will definitely get 4 points. 2 weeks time, we're gonna sit here and I'm going to say 2 weeks ago I said they're going to be 4 points. I said 3 weeks ago I said they're going to be 4 points. I am so confident that they are going to smash. They're going to get 6 points out. It's at home. It's Anfield. It's literally very difficult to get anything out from that from that ground. And
I think, yeah, I think it is Liverpool's titles to lose because like they've been to all the hard grounds as well. Like they
yeah,
only have to go to Old Trafford and
And Emirates.
Emirates, and that's it. Like literally, they played at the Etihad, they played at Newcastle, they
You
played
saw
at
Villa
Tottenham,
too.
they played at Chelsea.
They haven't played at Villa yet.
oh yeah, they haven't played Villa. The Villa's right at the end. That's the only
Yeah,
downside.
But
It's
I'm
right
hoping
at the end.
Villa have nothing to play for at that point in time where they're just like, you know what? Here you go.
It might be. It might be a title decider the way
Yeah.
they're going.
Oh yeah, that could be a title decider.
so I think yeah, it's Liverpool's title to lose at the moment.
Bav, your thoughts on the
Yeah,
game?
yeah, very much what Nish said. Like Liverpool's firepower is winning them a lot of games, even though performances may not necessarily be there. But it's always been the other way under Klopp. Like they will score a lot of goals. It's in their DNA. Having those, five players: Diaz, Jota, Nunez, Salah, and I can't remember the other one. Is it Gapco?
Nunez.
Yeah, so they've got a lot of firepower. They'll always get a lot of goals. So I think they're always good for at least two goals in a game if they're even if they're performing really bad. The only thing I worry about is them having a proper number six, which does expose them, and probably why they're not controlling games at the beginning. The midfield structure seems a bit off, but it's I think they compensate it by how many they score and having a good goalkeeper.
The only way I can see Liverpool struggling would be, I don't think in December they'll struggle. I think they'll struggle a bit when not Champions League, but Europa Cup starts again.
They need to hope that Van Dijk and Gomez stay fit now because they are
Yeah.
crucial.
We're gonna have to buy something in January. We have to.
Yeah,
I think we are buying a defensive midfielder and a defender in January anyway.
Yeah, you
Which
definitely need them, but you need to make sure that they're quality players and not like Endo.
no, Endo had a mare against Palace. He was the reason they could have been 2-3 and up in first half. Every time he got the ball, he just panicked on the ball and lost. He really didn't know what to do. It'd take about 3-4 touches to pass it. By that time, what's his name? That blonde guy, that old guy, not MacArthur, or not Arthur, whatever his name is, just came and kept tackling him.
yeah.
The person kept
Hughes.
just kept coming up to him and tackling him. Same guy. As soon as he saw him, he just didn't move. He just let the ball go past him.
Yeah, you need to buy more quality players than that. So let's see who you guys get, and I hope we, as Arsenal fans, we need to get a striker in like Tony or something like that.
Be interesting to see who goes for Tony. That his destination could be key.
Yeah. And United, I don't even know where to start with United.
A whole new 11.
I think
A whole
before
new 11.
you and need players in, you need to take half of those out before you can
Yeah,
start.
we need a whole new team. There's very few people I'd keep in there.
I
Terminate
reckon,
contracts.
yeah. Like, you just need to do what Arsenal's been doing, just getting them out door by one, taking
Yeah.
loss, man. Just take a loss and terminate the contracts. Out you go.
Yeah, a lot of them are expiring this summer. Martial's going. I think Lindelof will go. There's a lot of contracts up in this summer. I'm hoping they're not extending any, but
There's just
it'd be
no one
typical of
else.
this board to do that.
There's no one else you've got currently that can replace them anyway. Apart from Garnacho, I don't know who else I'd want to have in my first 11.
I like the potential in Hoyland. I think he offers a lot of chaos, but he's not getting any goals at the minute. So they're the only two that I'd build around.
I want to know people's thoughts quickly on who's going to be finishing top four by the end of this year. So Arsenal has got Liverpool at Anfield and Fulham away. So there's 2 away games left in the Premier League, and also Brighton at home. Actually, wait, hold on, I missed that up. It's Brighton at home, then it's Anfield, then it's West Ham at home, and Fulham away. So that's Arsenal's. And then it will be Liverpool. Liverpool got United at home, Arsenal at home, Burnley away, and Do I count Newcastle? Yeah, I do. And Newcastle at home.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I think they'll get
That's
maximum
all
from that.
wins. Yeah, that's all wins.
Oh,
I think maybe a draw with Arsenal, but the rest I see them winning. So I think 10 points out of that.
And then we got Man City. Got Man City at Crystal Palace at home. Then they've got some World Cup shit happening. Not World Cup football thing happening.
Yeah, they're gonna
Uh,
have games in hand.
yeah, they're gonna have
Yeah.
games in
they're gonna
hand.
struggle. They're gonna have so many games to play.
Yeah, they've got easy fixtures. They've got Everton away and Sheffield United at home. So I'm
Everton away
expecting.
hard.
Everton away, they've changed, they turned it around.
They're tryhards now. They actually are a really good team. Like imagine they didn't get the 10 points deducted. They would be close to United, maybe above them.
I don't know how we beat them. It was a comfy win against them as well.
Yeah,
It made
Liverpool
it
still have
look
to go
comfy.
there.
They missed like four chances.
Yeah,
Thank fuck we've been there. Got that out of the way.
We still have to go there.
So
but
we
they
got.
roll over for you guys.
Oh, I reckon they'll beat you they'll beat you at the ground now. All right, I think we still got them. Yeah, I'm happy that we got rid of them. So what do you guys think? Who's top three?
I think the current top four will stay the same.
Yeah,
So
In
Liverpool,
the way it is right
Arsenal,
now.
the
First,
way it
second,
is now.
third, fourth.
Yeah,
yeah.
Don't see Villa.
I see Villa staying in there. I think
Staying.
are they second now?
They
No, the third.
they're
The
third.
one behind us.
Yeah,
Oh shit. We could be third by the end of this year.
Yeah, potentially. The good thing is we get Anfield out of the way.
How come you forgot about Villa, you know? My bad. Who did they have? I'm not sorry, Bav. I'm not doing United because they
won't be top four. I don't think.
they got Brentford away next. Then they got Sheffield United. Then they got Old Trafford. Then they got Burnley away. Damn, they got 5 games.
So they could be top.
They could be top. Yeah, they play more games than anyone else.
Are you sure the other games they're playing New Year's Eve and the others are on New Year's Day?
So I counted Liverpool at 1st of Jan, which is
Okay.
equivalent to your 31st and 30th game.
Okay. I don't know. They've got 5 then.
They got 5 games. Yeah, they got 5 games.
Yeah, they could be top then.
Actually, no, it's not. It's 4 games. It's 4 games. Yeah, 4 games. They got those are easy fixtures. But then again, it's Villa away. They struggle away. That's the only difference.
Villa are more likely to drop points against the shit teams and rather than the big teams because they up the game in it.
And they replay into their football. The
Yeah.
big team, their football.
Still think they'll be top 4 though. Just because I don't see Spurs, United, or Newcastle getting into it.
Yeah, I hope Villa do make it into top 4 because it's nice to see them over you Newcastle. That's for sure. But yeah, floor's yours. How did we all perform from our predictions last week? And
Everyone
start predicting for the next games.
me, Bav, and Nish did the same. We only got 1 point. You're the only one that guessed the correct score with Liverpool, so you got 3. So now Bav's still top with 46. Nish, you both are on 38. Nish is ahead of you based on his name. And I'm on 29 points.
How does that make sense? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, that's how Bav was top for 3 weeks, and then he just.
So what? In order for me to win, I have to beat them. Whereas Nish, he just has to draw with me.
Yeah. But yeah, Bav, what do you think the United Liverpool score is going to be?
Could be a cricket score. It's
Both ways or one way.
we'll get bowled out for 0 for 10. The way we're going, if you're a cricket team.
So 10-0.
Nah, I'm gonna go. I don't think they're gonna be as clinical as last year because last year was a free result, but I think it'll be 3-0 to Liverpool.
Nish?
4-0 to Liverpool.
Wow.
It's gonna be it's gonna be dirty, especially if Liverpool going for the title. They're gonna be motivated.
5-0 to Liverpool. I'm gonna go 1.
Oh my. Fine, I'll be the low one. I'm gonna go 2-0.
Wow.
And then Arsenal are playing Brighton at home, Bav.
That's in recent years, I thought it would have been a tough game, but Brighton don't seem to be juggling the the Europa League well with the league. So I think Arsenal win this one. It'll be a close one. I think it'll be 2-1 Arsenal
They go Europa League game this Thursday
this
as well,
week.
don't they? Yeah, they're gonna
Yeah.
be struggling. Yeah.
Yeah, we've struggled against Brighton at home, especially, but I think we should have enough to beat them. I'm going with 2-1 as well.
I'm going with 2-1 as well. Yeah, 2-1.
So do I have to be the differential?
That
You
have
have to be, but you can be.
I think Brighton will do quite good away. I'm gonna go 1-1. I'm just doing it just so I can maybe catch up. If not,
Oh, no, that's been his policy all season.
it hasn't got me very far, to be honest.
Man's like stuck in the mud, just
Oh, I'm
doing the
so
same
far
thing.
behind. I'm so far.
You dug yourself in the hole. Now you're trying to dig yourself up.
Maybe if I go so far, I can go into the negatives, and then I can beat you both, all of you that way somehow.
And United won? No,
They're playing Liverpool.
that one. Oh yeah, that is it. 2 games, isn't it?
That's it. Yeah,
Hoping for the 3rd game. Oh shit.
there is Champions League in the middle, so they'll probably get battered by Bayern as well.
If you predict this
Yeah.
United Liverpool score, do you points get doubled?
Yeah.
Say again.
If we predict if one of us predicts the United Liverpool score, does your points get doubled? Because you're guessing 2
No.
right.
We
That's too funny. But then
yeah.
everyone do it.
My one
do
didn't
I
get doubled when I did 3-1 to Arsenal United.
or do I get Trump charity and if I predict one result, I get 15 points?
Wow.
Man's begging
Yeah.
for right result.
Man's just like scrounging around,
Innit?
looking for any sort of points.
Or if I predict the right result, can I take points on Bavik and add it to my score?
He'll still be ahead of you.
I know.
He'll still be ahead of me and Rish. That's the comfy gap he has.
Yeah, he's how far are you off? Like 4, 5 points?
How many points ahead am I? I don't even know. Is it 8?
8.
Yeah. Oh, you do. Shoot.
All right, let's wrap it up. 8 points. Well done, Bav. Not even halfway gone. But shit, 8 points is a lot. I thought it was only 5. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up. Thanks for coming. We'll be back next week. If you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe. Hit that like button and show us some love. And we'll see you next week. Peace out.